On this channel, we have covered 3 principles of effective data visualization: sophisticated contrast for focusing attention, clear meaning for immediate insight, and refined execution for distraction-free professional visuals. But why are these principles so effective? Well, it's all in the way our human brains process visual information. Let's gain a better understanding of this science so that you can design more purposefully and effectively today on Art+Science. Hey there, I'm Kevin Hartman, Associate Professor at the University of Notre Dame and founder of the Art+Science Analytics Institute, where our mission is to make you a better data analyst. This week, we are going to explore the psychology behind successful data visualization, delving into the cognitive science of how people perceive, remember, and comprehend data. There are 3 concepts we will explore. 1, the power of pre-attentive processing. 2, the role of working memory. And 3, the dual coding theory. Let's explore what's happening inside your audience's minds when they encounter your charts. Your audience doesn't dissect your chart like a spreadsheet. Their brains automatically process visual cues through pre-attentive processing, which detects patterns and relationships subconsciously. This is why contrast is crucial in data visualization. Contrast directs your audience's attention to key information. Presenting crucial details with contrast isn't merely a design choice, it is a biological necessity, as our brains are wired to notice it. Here are those ways we introduce contrast. Color, bright hues like a red will pop against muted gray tones. Size, a large bar in a bar chart grabs attention when placed beside a smaller one. Shapes, the eye follows natural groupings and geometric alignments. And highlights, emphasizing elements through what we call contrived contrast, whether outlined numbers in a box or pointed to by an arrow or some other visual cue, grabs your audience's attention. Excessive contrast in visualizations leaves the audience unsure where to focus, as nothing stands out when everything is emphasized equally. And on the other side of the ledger, insufficient contrast misses the chance to guide viewers to the intended story, while misdirected contrast causes confusion. To apply this concept correctly, use contrast strategically. Bold key data, adjust font sizes for importance, and use color with purpose. The prefrontal cortex, right at the front of your brain, manages working memory. It holds and processes short-term information. It's powerful, yet limited. The Door study, which I will link in the description for this video, exemplifies cognitive overload, where our overwhelmed prefrontal cortex causes us to miss even the most obvious visual information. In data visualization, cognitive overload happens when a chart is poorly designed, overwhelming the audience's memory and causing confusion. Common mistakes that I see in charts include overloaded or complex charts with too many competing visual elements, illegible or distracting font choices that make processing written information more difficult than it needs to be for your audience, and the use of legends or keys that force the viewer to constantly refer back and forth from the legend to the chart instead of immediately understanding the graphic through direct labeling. To apply this concept effectively in your data visualization design, ensure the key insight is clear and easy for the audience to grasp. When visuals align with the prefrontal cortex working, they are more likely to be remembered. Data visualization relies on visuals for sure, but text is tremendously important. The clarity of titles, headlines, and labels dictates whether your audience grasps your visualization immediately or struggles to understand it. Moreover, it affects whether they remember your message afterward, or if you're not there presenting live, receive your intended message at all. The dual coding theory, proposed by psychiatrist Alan Pavio, suggests that the brain processes information through 2 complementary cognitive systems. There is the visual system. This system is responsible for quickly detecting contrast, patterns, and relationships in your chart. It operates through pre-attentive processing and visual contrast like we talked about earlier. And then there's the verbal system. This system assigns labels, meaning, and context to what the audience sees, unlike the visual system, which works instantly. Verbal processing requires more cognitive effort. This means that without well-placed, clear text, your audience may struggle to interpret the insights you're presenting. After processing the chart's visuals, the audience will read and interpret the text. Well-designed visuals and text help them understand and remember the insight better. Without clear text, the brain struggles to process visuals, leading the audience to guess their meaning. This increases cognitive load and raises the chances of misinterpretation or neglect. This is why text is vital for your visual and why we emphasize strong, clear titles that answer for your audience, what am I looking at here? Concise, direct headlines that answer the question, what does this chart say? What's the meaning? And labels that are embedded directly in the visualization rather than forcing the audience to decode a separate legend. The aim is to simplify chart interpretation. If a visualization requires deciphering a vague title, checking a legend, and analyzing multiple axes, the audience may either disengage or misunderstand the data entirely. Strong visuals capture attention, but clear text ensures understanding. Neglecting text in design can leave your audience with disconnected information, and that makes them work harder to reach the right conclusions. By understanding how the brain processes visuals, you can create charts that guide the audience's attention to the most important insights, reduce cognitive overload by simplifying information, and ensure text elements immediately communicate the story behind the data. Designing effective charts shapes data interpretation. Data visualization is about human perception, not just pretty pictures. Thanks so much for watching. If you haven't already, take a moment and subscribe to this channel. Like this video and share it with anyone who you think is interested in data analytics. Every single week, we are bringing new, exciting, and important videos on data analytics to this channel, and we would love to have you there for the journey. Be sure to check out the links in the description for additional art science resources and sign up for our newsletter to get exclusive tips, course updates, and more directly in your inbox. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you in the next video.